Welcome back to the Happy Retirement Show. Thanks again for joining us here on a wonderful week. We're in a series talking about long-term care and long-term care planning. Long-term care is something that, in a reality, is going to affect a lot of people. You just don't know if it's going to affect you. So if it is going to affect you, how would you handle it? What would you do? What are my options? And I think as far as our options go, there's a lot of misconceptions. A lot of things people think either, and Alecia, our special guest, is going to break all these down, but people think, I'll just drain my money, the nursing home will take my money, the government will pay for it, or I have to buy expensive, hard to get, hard to qualify for long-term care insurance, that if I pay all this money in, I lose everything that I put in. Alecia, break down some of these misconceptions that people have, and are some true and are some not?
Well, there are many misconceptions, but I would say if I had to pick, there are 4 that I would highlight. The first one is it won't happen to me. A lot of people think, if we're sitting at a table, in fact, I probably think you're going to need care, and you probably think I'm going to need care, but the reality is 70% of people over the age of 65 are going to need some type of care. So the risk is much greater, right? So people honestly don't think it's going to happen to them, so they don't put a plan in place. The second misconception is the government will take care of me. And as you mentioned, people think, oh, the nursing home will just take all my money, etc. Well, they could, but a lot of people think Medicare will cover you, and there's a lot of stipulations that go along with that. In fact, you have to be hospitalized at least 3 days. You have to be rehabilitating, and it typically only covers up to 100 days of skilled care. So it's short-term care, not long-term care. And then Medicaid, of course, you would have to spend down your assets and pretty much give everything to the facility because it typically doesn't cover care in the home. It's great for those that need it,
right?
But for those that have money and want choices and like to stay in their home, it's, in my opinion, not a good option for you. And then I think this is my favorite misconception is my family will take care of me, right? And I say this jokingly, but do they know that? Long-term care doesn't bring families together. It tears families apart. So really, when you're focusing on long-term care solutions, or having a plan, whether it's a written plan of care or a funding mechanism to fund the care, you make sure you know who's going to provide that care, and make sure your family knows that they can supervise rather than provide the care. So again, a lot of misconceptions, and there are solutions out here that can take those risks off the table. Right? So that the unintended consequences of a long-term care event won't affect your family. And again, they can love on you instead of take care of you. And then when you pass, they're going to still talk to each other, like normal families do, because I've oftentimes seen families not talk to each other when they die.
And that's the reality. It's so important that just because you don't think it's going to happen to you doesn't mean you shouldn't have a plan for if it does. I don't think that my home's going to get knocked over by a tornado, but I still pay my homeowner's insurance premium because the insurance is my plan for if that thing does occur. Number 1, have a plan for if you did need long-term care. Alecia, I love how you broke it out. What would your plan of care be, and how would you fund it? They don't necessarily have to be one and the same, but maybe my plan of care is funded by an insurance-based solution, because I know there's a lot of benefits as far as taxes and leverage and things like that associated with it. But know what you would do and then figure out how you would pay for it. And the great news is, if you don't need care, where was the rub? Where's the harm done? But if you do need care, I think you'll be very glad that you had a plan and a strategy in place designed to provide you care with dignity and independence for as long as you're alive, and protect the people that you've spent your life loving, nurturing, and caring for. If you have a care plan, or you don't have one yet, wherever you're at, if you want a review of yours, give us a call. Visit us on our website at ghwealthadvisors.com. ghwealthadvisors.com. That link's in the description below. Make sure you comment on this video as well as like and subscribe, And we'll see you next time on the Happy Retirement Show. Alecia, thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Bye-bye.
Start building a more secure future for you and your family. Take the first step toward financial clarity by scheduling a no-cost, no-obligation consultation with Grayhurst Wealth Advisors. See if we're the right fit for you by scheduling a consultation. Call us today at 513-984-5999 or click the link in today's show description to get started.